Welcome back to DreamLeague Season 7 live here from the Monster Energy DreamHack Studios, sponsored by Monster Energy. Here again for another day of Dota 2. We have two series. It's going to be a doubleheader of Team Liquid, but before we reach that point, it's time to just discuss anything that comes to our mind, really. Isn't that right, Slax?
Anything that comes to our mind, Sheever?
Oh.
Anything at all?
Do we have to censor this?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Camera guy knows what up. Nah, not really. I don't think a lot. I find that it drains a human to think. I simply react. Oh. You guys got anything for me to react to?
No, not much. Just kind of chilling, man. Had a good day.
All I care about is our rap battle, bro.
All right.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
I want our hype rap battle to come at any moment now, because I know I'm gonna destroy you fools.
I'm just gonna crumble. I already know it.
Don't you be like that, Fogged. I've seen your ghetto side before.
It's lacking.
Are you ready, Owen?
Oh, yes. I'm ready. Hello.
Hello. It's that one.
Do I look ready? I look pretty ready, don't I? I don't know how to wear this. What's the best way? Is it kicked up like that?
Yeah, something like that.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm fine with
I mean,
that.
none of them look very good.
No, I'm a fan of you having it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you
That
gotta
looks
pull the hair out in the
Well,
front so you have like the whiff.
You kind of look like the Beeb.
It's
dude.
Beebs, yeah. I think it is
Yeah.
Beebs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Beeb. My girlfriend told me. What the hell was that?
Now before we talk about anything else, quick reminder. During this time, we're at some point gonna answer social media questions. That's right. And if you want to get your questions in there, you can tweet. Now, you do that by either tweeting at DreamHack Dota, and you put your question in there, or you're tweeting just into thin air, but with hashtag DHDreamLeague. That will be seen as well. But maybe do both, just to be sure. Also, if you want to follow any other social media channels, you obviously see all four right there. It's DHDreamLeague on YouTube with all the content. That means including red buttons and all that jazz. We have DreamHack Live on the Snapchat and DreamHack Dota on Facebook. So make sure to check them all out, but most importantly, make sure to tweet questions at us that we can answer later on. Because before that, I have one thing to talk about,
Okay.
and it might not be very interesting at all, but I think it's interesting.
Is it your feelings?
He's ready. Slax
so
is ready.
All right. There was some flame by Loda
Oh, no.
on Lacoste. Now, Lacoste is a commentator,
Yep.
and he called
I
Demon
thought
a
it was a
water
French
boy.
clothing brand.
It is also
Lacoste?
that. Yeah. Why did you do your head like that again? I like the Justin Bieber way.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Balancing.
Sure.
It makes my head look even bigger. Look at that.
That's hype. My girlfriend
Anyway.
said not to wear hats because they make me look like I'm 13. Should we test it?
At least they hide something, right?
Well, that's true.
Dull.
What do you
Oh.
think?
But yeah, I don't know. Drama is drama. People
Yeah.
people
Hi.
like edgy stuff. People like that kind of stuff all over the place, especially on the Reddit. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Lacoste really meant anything by it. I
But
think he was
even-
trying to be friendly.
So
but
even if he was meaning anything by it, there's a lot of times when people say, oh, you know, our panels, our commentators, they're all so nice. We're not flaming everybody because, ooh, what if you upset somebody and nobody's really edgy,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But water boy, calling someone a water boy, that's not that edgy.
Oh, it is. Some people are very offended by water.
That's true.
Yeah.
The
I
H2O
once-
intolerant?
You know, you throw a baby in when water, they die. They drown. They find it offensive.
It's true.
You know, Arteezy probably does for the same reason. And Loda, I guess, related to Arteezy.
It's true.
That's what I've come to.
That's it.
Yeah.
He nailed it. He
That's
hit
it.
the nail
That's
on
it.
the head.
That's
I mean,
water.
that's the controversy.
I find
H2O.
this one of the most, is an example of people saying, community says, you know, why can't they be a bit more black and white, saying if someone does something wrong, you should be able to call that person out on that.
Mm-hmm.
In whatever way a commentator thinks is right, calling someone a water boy. Maybe he's not had a great game. I didn't watch that specific game, so I don't
I didn't
actually
hear it
know.
either.
But I think that casters should be able to call people water boys whenever they want.
My father was a water boy,
Yeah.
and he became a water man, and he supported me and my three sisters through years of hardship.
So you would be offended if I would
to
call
even
people...
say that a water boy is a negative thing when a water man killed himself barely by bringing so much water. I'm offended. So you've offended me.
I'm so sorry.
No, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, funny story. I always said if I didn't get hired for TI6, I would become Dota's Thorin. I would just go on panels and be like, you know what? Fuck PyCat. That's it. That's it. We're missing that.
I like
in
how you
Dota.
just chose PyCat. Is there a specific
just
reason why
PyCat,
that?
yeah.
Just innocent young
Poor old
lads.
PyCat. Come on.
But I don't know. I mean, people shouldn't be afraid. I think that
That's what I'm thinking as well.
we're moving a lot from Dota. We used to treat our Dota players like kings, you know, Manila Major, business class flights. I like where we're going now. Single elimination tournaments. Give them way too much stress. Don't feed them if they don't win a game. You know? Abuse these little bastards.
There's limits.
For as long as you can. They're young. They're healthy.
I still think
Call
there's a
them
line.
names.
There's always going to be a line, though. Like, I think you can say a couple things, but at the end of the day, like, they're under a lot of pressure. I don't know. I feel like I never really want to flame players. Like, I've been in that position
Okay,
before
so there's a
and hearing
difference
somebody
between
say stuff.
flaming players and calling them out on a mistake they may have not made, and because I
I think that's fine. Calling out on mistakes is something that's going to happen.
You know, saying someone is a water boy, I mean, maybe he just was having a bad game and all he did was being a courier for someone else. You don't know that. And I think then in that context, it's fine to call
He
someone.
did also say that it was an inside joke, right? They said that they were both kind of used to joke about that kind of thing, too.
But that's
so.
a tricky thing, I think, though, because I think if you're using an inside joke in a cast, the majority is not going to know that it's an inside joke.
Of course.
So.
Well, I mean, most people did realize it was a joke.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would imagine, like...
They didn't really think that Lacoste, like, was super flaming.
I mean, he
was
normally
just making
not
a Lacoste
that
joke,
flamey,
you know?
I would imagine.
It's his Lacoste style of humor.
Yeah.
Which, again, I mean, humor's also very, you know, hard on an
It's
international
subjective.
platform because so many people, you say something, someone from a certain country or a certain kind of way that they've been brought up is going to be like, wow, that's a really nasty thing to say.
Yeah.
And then someone else was going to be like, that's hilarious. That's why you get a lot of people with very polarizing humor like PPD, who I find hilarious, but he'll say something edgy and a lot of people will take it to heart and be like, oh, how can he say that? You know, why would he say that? Because in their head, they don't think for a second, oh, it's just a joke.
Yeah.
They just think, wow, if he says it in that manner, he's being serious and he's not very nice. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
People like creating drama out of nothing, I'll be honest, too.
I mean, to be fair,
been a quiet
nothing's,
week.
yeah, nothing's really going on the internet, so they have to find something to complain about or talk about. Or
I guess Loda's no exception in that case.
Yeah.
Finding someone to complain about.
Yeah, I mean, finding something to be involved in after getting out of everything else, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed. A lot of people have different humor. Some people think it's funny to sign up for a tournament and then drop out.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was funny.
We didn't. No.
No.
They didn't think it was funny when we turned up at the door with the weapons.
What? You know who would find it funny, though? Elements Pro Gaming. I think they're pretty happy that they're in DreamLeague.
Yeah, they're
Aren't
happy.
they in last?
At least they're here.
They
are here,
and
though.
every game they play for $1,000.
That's it.
They do. $1,000.
1-0.
Would you play League of Legends if someone paid you $1,000 every time you won, Fog?
He did. He used to play League. They did. So that's how I'm throwing you under the bus there.
I played 3 games total, and I just couldn't stand that game. It was, I just could not take it. It was terrible.
We do have social media questions. I saw them earlier, but we were still in discussion, so I let them slide. It was a live stealer question, I would imagine.
Oh.
Just a quick reminder that if you do want to send in your questions, you can do that via Twitter, #DHDreamLeague and @DreamHack Dota, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
The question is about to arrive. Are you all ready?
Anticipation.
For the first
I'm waiting.
question.
I'm
There it is. If Lifestealer is a what?
What is an, that's something that Slacks will know.
Yeah.
What's that word?
If
Upload
Lifestealer isn't a Glogi, why does he have 5 fingers? You can't explain that. Is this from Ark?
Slacks
Yeah, it is.
checkmate.
So what's an Oglodi?
And a Glogi is the race that Axe, Disruptor, Warlock, and Lifestealer are all part of. Now, why does
Really?
Lifestealer have 5 fingers
What do the rest
when
of
the
them have?
rest of them have 4?
Can I answer that? Can I make a guess?
Sure.
All right. So every other Oglogi is full skin and bones, right?
Yeah.
I would imagine that they have got less fingers because the skin is keeping them together, but Lifestealer has got no skin to keep the fingers together.
How long has Lifestealer been around? Has he been
I don't
around
know.
longer? Because maybe he adapted and evolved and grew another one since he's on all
So
fours.
what happened at Lifestealer was he used to be, there was a wizard trapped, and he was in a cell with some crazy, deprived, poor creature, and he's like, I'm going to take over this creature's mind and escape the cell. And then Lifestealer fought back. That's what the Lifestealer is. He's a wizard trapped within a crazy man. So,
Wait,
Why-
really?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't
no,
tell
I'm-
you this stuff, man. I'm
I'm
actually
being
just...
serious.
Okay.
I'm being serious. So,
Okay.
why does he have 5 fingers? The reason is, my friends, is because any kind of species can change based on cousins, genealogy. You know, you have a wombat and you have a kangaroo. Small, subtle differences. Do we still call them marsupials? Yes. And Oglogi is a race. So yes, there's.
I mean, that
Damn,
whole
that's
thing,
actually-
that whole question is just
Good question.
irrelevant because I mean, there are humans that some people, you know, you
Have
can be
6
born
fingers.
with like 4 or 6 fingers. There are outliers.
Are they
you know,
inhuman,
you know.
Owen?
No,
if I have
exactly.
an
They're
extra
still
toe,
human.
am I no longer a person?
Exactly. So they're still human. And
Exactly.
so Oglodai that are born with 5 fingers instead of 4, they're still Oglodai.
Exactly.
Wow.
Oglodai?
The Oglodai.
Oglodai. I
Well,
think
you
that's how I
are as an
pronounce that word.
Oglodai racist. So
Oglodai.
All right.
Which Dota player?
Dota player has the most counter snipe? Courier snipe in
Counter
Dota.
Strike.
Counter-Strike.
It's very far away, guys. Courier snipe in Dota history.
That's a Nahaz
Nahaz?
question. Nahaz, he was
Nahaz?
We don't know
what
that.
throw
it's
player
fine.
is it, buddy?
No, but it says what, oh, yeah.
In
Yeah,
all of Dota history?
yeah, it's
Pilot
Pilot
right?
Eye.
I think so.
Probably.
Actually, there's a lot of Furion players that used to snipe couriers a
I was
lot.
gonna say
That's what I'm
Bulldog.
thinking about.
Comes very high as well. Because he played a lot on Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
actually pretty good.
I don't know.
And
I mean,
We'll get back to you on that one.
there's
We'll get back.
Nahaz
The
will probably look it
Haas-man
up.
is-
Nahaz will look it up.
He
before
has
he
been
comes
triggered.
I see him having his phone in his hand. He might.
He's on it. He's on it.
He might be on it right now. We'll figure that out later on.
By the way, we have a secret guest today. You'll never guess
Yeah,
who it
you'll
is.
never guess who it is. It's a surprise. All right, next question. If you were told there was going to be a surprise roster change right before TI, who would you guess it is?
Thunderbirds.
But they said surprise, not expected. I mean,
Damn. Damn. Take it easy.
Surprise.
surprise. I think the big surprise to me would be if actually Mouse Sports changed something.
Ooh.
Because they've obviously not been having a good performance, but I just can't imagine them breaking up.
And
Like that would be a surprise to me if
that
they
would
changed.
that would indeed be a surprise. Zai is now standing in for Virtus Pro tomorrow in a match.
I don't think that says anything.
That would be a
says nothing.
surprise.
That would be a
That would be a
surprise.
That would be a
surprise,
surprise.
Zai is actually half Russian.
Nope. No.
Oh, okay.
Surprise. I think a surprise to
Say
me
no.
would be
Is that what you do? Nope. Ow.
Wings. Team Random.
If they didn't break up,
If they came back,
Well, they're not completely broken up, are they?
yeah, they
I
are.
think they were. weren't
No,
they?
didn't they re-announce saying that they're taking a month break and then they're gonna decide?
Wait, did they? I did not see that.
I
bit.
saw
All
another,
I saw was they were
another
breaking
post.
up.
I think on May 3rd or May 4th
Where's
saying
Jack?
that they might.
Jack said they. I was trusting Jack here. Jack said that they broke up, didn't he?
Yeah.
Tweeted about it.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
they
know.
couldn't
Who
do
knows?
anything anymore.
The Chinese scene's pretty crazy.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
think
I
once
don't
it's
care how
hard to
bad my
tell.
team is. You know you're getting an invite to TI. Just
Yeah.
show up and get last place and make
But
like
that's
100K.
a pride thing. There's
A
definite-
pride
there-
thing?
I would think that would be a pride
Screw
thing.
pride. I'll take
Pride.
100K.
Pride.
Yeah.
There's pride and there's money.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
not a lot of
going
things
from
I
first
wouldn't
place
do.
to last place though. That's I
Ooh,
don't know.
They've
Care.
already
They've
done
already
that.
won it before. They don't need to
Yeah.
prove anything to anyone.
Except themselves.
They did it. No, they have already proven it to
They
themselves.
want to prove a point by coming last to prove that they don't care. They're like,
Exactly.
we won.
I'd come
I
in there
disagree.
in my fucking underwear, just sit down at the console, alt tab during the whole thing. That's hype. Imagine getting paid $100,000 to go out in your underwear and watch,
browsing your Weibo all the time.
yeah, just hanging out on.
Would they still get given money
they
if
really
you turned
care
up
about
and you, as you said, you're in the first round of the lower bracket, best of one if it ends up being that or whatever, and you just don't play?
You just show up and you.
Like, is there some rules against not
There's
playing?
rules that you have to give your like most effort, right? That's what they said during the
so you
qualifiers
can't
and
do
stuff
that.
before,
your
right?
most
Yeah.
effort.
You have to like you
Yeah.
can't just like give up games and
Okay.
throw games away like that. I'm pretty sure that was
Because
a rule
then
that
that
they
could be
did
easily
instate.
construed as throwing
Yeah.
if you just turned up and you didn't play. Like
Well.
that, there could be.
You can play real bad.
I
But
know one's gonna
that's
do that.
throwing though. Still,
Is
you
you
that
just
can't.
random all the heroes?
Yeah. That.
Or you
But
leave
then-
all black squares for bans. Team Zenith.
Team
Shout out Team Zenith back in the day.
Shout out.
Next question.
Oh, the other one.
Hashtag DH DreamLeague. Do you guys have a favorite segment that Slacks did at events?
Ugh.
Kundalini.
No.
Kundalini.
I hate them all.
The Kundalini was good. I like the Kundalini.
I'm like Johnny Depp. I don't watch anything I make. All right.
I like-
But you're in everything you
I
make.
liked the Kundalini one, and I liked the one that you did with PPD at DAC. The cosplay one was
Oh, the cosplay
great.
one was amazing.
I don't remember. What was that one?
They're all just like standing there. They're like, anybody want any signatures and stuff?
Yeah.
Anyone
Oh
want a
yeah,
picture?
no,
And
I
they're just
remember
like,
that.
was a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
one.
They were
So-
out the outside of
good.
DAC.
That was a good one.
PPD is
Yeah.
basically like the content. He like reviews all the content that EG makes now, I
Oh, does he?
believe.
Yes.
So
Okay.
if EG releases anything, PPD has the last say. And I'm telling him about this content. And he's like, oh, well, we should do this. We should do this. We should do this. And we film it, and he's like, oh, that was terrible. That was garbage. And I was like, bro, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. You're a director. I'm a director. I got it in my head. And he's like, no, man, it's so bad. And then it came through, and he
I
was
thought
like,
it came out
hey, it
pretty
was
good.
good. That
Yeah.
was
It was
good.
good.
So it was nice. It was nice to get that review.
I
PPD.
think those are
great
my
guy.
top 2. Those are my top 2.
Wow.
I don't know you guys,
Wow.
but
I wouldn't watch my stuff, kids. That it rots your brains. All right, go watch some Nahaz content. All right, grow a couple brain cells out there. Watching my videos is like sniffing glue.
You got to balance the two, though. You got to do both.
No. Although if you sniff enough glue, anything becomes funny. So
Jesus.
that's.
Don't,
We
don't-
do not endorse.
I'm not
endorse
saying
sniffing
do
glue.
it. I'm just giving you
Let's
facts.
not do that. Let's talk about Dota instead.
Okay, great.
All right, so today we have 2 Team Liquid games. Now, Liquid has played 1 series before us so far.
Yep.
They have 1-1 Vega. And today is their day to rise to the top, if you will. They are playing Na'Vi and Secret. It's gonna be so hype. We already have a 50-50 vote right now, but if you're in the chat, you can vote and change that, because I believe it won't stay 50-50, or will it? Fogged and OD? What do you think is gonna
I
happen?
think we're close,
Is it gonna be
actually.
50-50?
Well, I think
It'll be pretty
the
close.
community will vote because you're going to have a lot of Na'Vi fans, and then
Yes.
you've got a lot
You
of
got a
Liquid
lot of
fans as
Liquid
well, yeah. So.
Some 9K fans, some non-MMR fans, you know?
Yeah.
Gonna be switching it up.
Damn.
Gotcha.
All right, so what do you think is gonna happen then?
Today I was looking at it even before I came in, and I was
Yeah.
thinking all 1-1s.
All
for this one.
one-one.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it is
DreamLeague,
1-1
but
day again.
yeah, I think today's a 1-1 day.
1-1 day. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Jake,
Sorry.
normally I don't ask you, but can you do something here?
No. You asked me, and today I'm not going to tell you anything because of how
Do it.
rude you were.
What?
So- you never
I
asked
think
me, and now you expect me to
I'll
bail
expand.
you out?
I'll expand, I guess. All right.
All right.
I think Liquid's hasn't been playing as much like competitive games. I know they've been scrimming a lot, but Navi's had a lot of competitive games like nonstop. They've been
Yeah.
playing pretty much all week,
They're still playing right now.
and they're still playing right now as we're speaking.
Well, they're in a game right now.
They're in a game versus Empire right
Yeah.
now.
Wait, they're
so.
playing?
They're playing right now.
Yeah.
Oh, so we got to wait for these boys.
They started at 17:45, and then
Let me
that was when the
check. Are
draft
they
ended.
It
Is
looks
their
good.
game
It looks
still
like they're
on?
winning,
I'll have a
and
look.
they've already won
And
the first
yeah,
series.
so they wouldn't. There's a chance of a third game,
I'm checking it out.
but
Small
there
chance.
shouldn't be a third
Catch
game.
the action.
But yeah, I think that I don't know. Like Navi's been looking pretty hot at some points
Yeah.
when they get their certain heroes. When they have General and Seneko kind of just go ham, and when Dendi plays well. When those three kind of have good games, they look pretty solid. Liquid, they looked kind of shaky versus Vega the other day, I want to say.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, it's Liquid. They have their really like hit or miss games.
Oh,
They
this
can
is
look
not
really hot.
looking good. We're in game 2, and Empire may actually draw this to a game 3.
Okay.
As
Uh-oh.
yeah, so we
We have done this before with intermezzo
Yeah.
with social media questions. That's
yeah,
fine.
maybe time.
But we are just gonna assume that Navi is gonna make a comeback and see what happens when the time actually comes for them to play. But before that, let's welcome back in our guest of the week. Ooh. And we have Nahaz back.
Yay!
Welcome back, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. So the answer to
Oh.
the courier kills
Yes,
question,
yes.
Ben just messaged me. That's Knoxville. Shout out to my boy. We don't have the Source 1 numbers put back together
right.
yet, so I can only give you since TI5. But since TI5, the leader is Boboka by a mile. Boboka has 63. The next closest player has
Baboka?
50.
Baboka,
Yeah.
Baboka, Baboka, Baboka,
But
Baboka.
I have, if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, I apologize. 'Cause
Boboka.
he also had the most at Kiev by quite a
Oh.
margin as well.
Baboka.
Well, there you go, Baboka.
Baboka.
So it was
Yeah.
Baboka after all.
That was Baboka after all.
Yep.
Great, Baboka. I like saying his name. It's so catchy. Anyway, we're back, and we had a very sad day for Mouse Sports.
Yeah, I felt bad about that. Madara tweeted, he tweeted right after the games ended, beyond awful, and
Oh.
they were not happy with their play yesterday, but they're a good team. They're going to bounce back.
Yeah, they need to bounce back. In case you missed the games, we just spoiled the results. Sorry for that. But we do have we have a top 6 plays, but we decided to give you a sneak preview of the first 3 only, and we have the other 3 later. So first, it's 6-4 top plays of yesterday.
Let's get rid of the souls on the Shadow Fiend nice and early. We try to kill him right away. So that was cute, but
this may be a first blood, unless you can deny it. What? Oh! There you go. And of course, with the lack of stuns that we mentioned earlier in the draft, nothing that Mouse could do to stop that kind of play.
The tide's coming up bottom.
Silence already out to 1. The RP will catch 2, but where's the follow-up? TPs are coming through from Mouse. Madara managing to survive for a little bit, but Kezu comes in with the first dunk. Now looking to surround Spartan. They'll drop the Magnetize, looking to set up for another dunk. There we have it. Double kill for Kezu. He's not done yet. I'm pretty sure this is going to look to be the triple, and there we have it. Kezu with the good dunk. Puppy already out there, hunting to maybe set something up on Madara. If he can get some chain stuns, that will buy time for the rest of TP in. He will get jeweled though. Jumping's there from the Legion, falling down low, but oh, Yapso comes in with a 2-man Echo. Fisher set up, and Mouse Sports paying with a couple of their lives for killing Puppy.
Four games lost by Mouse Sports, but on the upside, we did have Happy Vega and Happy Secret. They both won 2 games each. And we take a look at what that does to the scoreboard. Because, for example, Secret, they were already doing really well before, and now they're doing even better. They got 7 wins, which already puts them in the top half of the 8 competitors. And Vega also 6-4, both having 10 games played so far. Now we're gonna see Secret again today. And Mouse Sports still at the bottom, but they do have some time to catch up and to basically reflect on what happened yesterday before they have to play again.
Yeah.
And they need to.
I think you look at those standings and you really see just how critical the matches tonight are, because if Secret's sitting at 7-3, obviously has to feel good about themselves, but Liquid and VP, who are probably the other 2 teams that a lot of people would have made favorites coming into this, they haven't really played. Liquid's only played 1 series and VP has yet to appear. So Na'Vi, which is, never count out that Na'Vi brand. People forget they were a direct invite last year to TI. They really need this win, I feel, versus Liquid. They need to at least split this series.
And they have a good chance, I think. Well, they have a good chance if they actually get to play, because they're still playing right now, and they're not doing too hot against Empire, apparently.
They just won, wow.
It's 2-0, Na'Vi just won. They managed to turn it around, apparently.
Well, they knew they were coming to DreamLeague.
Yeah.
Games are over. Time to get serious.
Wow. And that was a Jakiro mid game, too, for Dendi, I think. Yeah,
you mentioned that, indeed.
Gracious.
I mean, that was some hype stuff. Now, Jakiro mid for Dendi, I bet that would have made him the MVP of that game.
Oh.
But who's going to be the MVP of the games to come?
Oh.
That's up to you to decide. And we got Team Liquid and Na'Vi, so this is our first series. The MVP vote, obviously you could vote now, but you probably should wait until they're actually playing to know who's the MVP. That's the clever thing to do generally.
Oh.
Looking at the list, who do we think is going to be the playmaker for the teams?
Great question, Chiefs.
Yeah.
For this next series.
Yeah, I think it's per game.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys, I'm going to tell you, put all your stock in Big Boy GH. Okay? It's on the rise, baby. On the rise. Invest now while it's cheap. Look at that, man. You want to know where that picture was taken? At the finals of this very tournament last season.
Yep.
Homie is strong. Homie is smart. Homie plays CM 20%. Doesn't sound impressive, but let me tell you.
I'm feeling confident in the rap battle after that.
Okay, take it easy, Hazi. Old man.
No, I think in this matchup you wanna bet on the 2s or on the 4s.
Yeah.
You look at Miracle, of course, 8.5 kills a game. That's the highest in history of anybody with 150 or more games. Almost 500 players. GH had just has had some insane performances over the last couple of months. He's had Winter Wyvern games in particular where the entire game has revolved around his curses. Absolutely explosive. Seneko rejoins Na'Vi after a few months hiatus. I think this is really, it's an excellent meta for him because your 4 position supports, now that games are almost guaranteed to go 25 minutes or longer, they have some time to get their items up, some time to really impact the game. And of course, you never bet against Dendy.
True that.
So what I think about this series, when I think about tonight's games, just overall 4 Liquid games, I feel like Liquid is, like, on paper, it works out so great, but in reality, it's sometimes a bit hit and miss.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that was the case before the Major. Major, I think it went a little bit better for them, but then it's at the same time, I don't feel like it's completely fixed, you know?
Yeah.
There's still this issue where I feel like it could just fall apart one game.
Liquid's in a weird place right now. If you look over their last 3 months since the Star Ladder event that they won began, they are 30-5 in games that end at 40 minutes or before.
Yeah.
They're 16-16 in games that go past the 40-minute mark. Their late game it's just been shaky, and that's not what you expect from this team. Incredible experience. You got Kuro at the captain, but I even felt during the Kiev Major that there were some couple of games, in particular during the group stages, where it looked like the game might go late, and they actually started really pressing in the mid-game, trying to end the game early. That's the kind of thing that can really get in your head as a team. But with the kind of talent that they have on that roster, you have to expect they're going to be able to work through that.
They should do well, right?
Yes.
That's the whole point. 73% for Team Liquid, by the way, Twitch chat. I mean, I get Liquid is the favorite, perhaps coming into this, because on paper they do look really, really strong. But come on, give Na'Vi a bit more credit, please.
It's hard to blame them. If they played the games on paper, Liquid's probably the best team in the world.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Well, Liquid is just, it's very hard to get your head around it. I mean, some games are very, very solid. Other games, I mean, it's more like fluid. You don't know what's going to happen. And, I mean, from this couple weeks ago, they've just disappeared like a gas. We just don't know which Liquid we're going to get here today. But we do know Na'Vi is going to be coming as the old Na'Vi.
We can choose to ignore it.
We're reduced to chemistry puns now.
Yes.
In the first 5 minutes of the show, we're working in the states of matter. Good job, buddy.
Oh, sorry, man.
You want to work plasma in there somehow?
I don't know. Somehow, something about you just makes me catalyze a lot of good jokes. I mean, you would be my.
I'll just go ahead and leave right now.
Come on,
save it. Save it for later. Yeah. Okay. You'll get your chance.
Okay.
For people that don't know what the chance is, you gotta stay tuned for that because that will happen probably a little bit later on tonight. Anyway, I'm getting off track here.
Sure.
We're gonna have Na'Vi Liquid, and we already know that Liquid is a little bit hit and miss. We know Na'Vi has performed so far a lot of 1-1s. They have needed a warm-up game every time they played so far in DreamLeague, I believe, and they have had their warm-up game. They just 2-0'd Empire.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Empire, which is a good team, which we've seen play at DreamLeague before and to a lot of success. So, I mean, they're coming off of a nice win. We could see Na'Vi do a lot of stuff, but I don't think so. I think Liquid's got this, personally.
I want to believe that Na'Vi can do something in these games. They had a few series ago, they got beat by Vega, and it was kind of like, all right, Na'Vi's going to be disappointing here. The last few series they've beaten Vega, they've beaten Empire pretty convincingly. They gave Secret a real run for their money in Epicenter, very close 2-1 series. So this Na'Vi team is improving. And again, on paper, they have all the ingredients to be a very good team in this patch. But I think everybody, it's just for the last 6 months, everybody's just looked at this Liquid team and said, okay, when are they just going to break out and start rolling everybody? Right, right.
Yeah, that is the big question. And on top of that, personally, I feel like teams generally that play a lot. Let's look at last year, Team Wings played every single tournament they could, played every single game they could, and they did really great. And that's been kind of like the theme for most teams going into tournaments. Teams that have played more, look at OG going into multiple majors, until the point where, of course, they started getting invited to a lot of stuff. But generally, they play a lot more. And Liquid, you pointed out, the only series they've played so far is the series in DreamLeague of last Tuesday where they went 1-1. So I feel like they need a bit more time to, get rolling again.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see what's going on in scrims, but I feel like...
of course.
That hat is is killing me.
What? What's your problem?
I totally lost my train of thought.
Hello?
Wow.
What?
Wow.
I'm not allowed to wear it like this? I'm a pop star, Sheaves.
Would you guys be able to
I'm
talk through
12,
this?
by the way.
I'm 12, by the way.
Ha-ha.
Ha
No, ha-ha-has.
ha!
All right. Now, I think up until Kiev, when you looked at Pro Dota since the last TI, the Chinese teams have just played a lot more than the Western teams. I think that's changed. Valve sent a pretty clear signal last year with only 6 direct invites to TI. All the top Western teams are in action now. They're playing multiple events. It's going to be a really fun next month or so at Dota leading up to those TI invites on June 20th.
Yeah, that is June 20th. Do you have a date for that? Is that?
So historically, it's about 48 hours before the open qualifiers.
Well,
is when they come out.
June 20th.
If it isn't Ice Frog himself.
Yeah, I mean, who else could
Coming
know
on
the
the
date
show.
or when it starts?
You know Na'Vi, their colors are black and yellow.
Yes.
Did you know that when a bee stings you, it dies? When it comes out, it leaves the thorn inside you and it actually is part of its spinal column. It dies.
Yeah.
Did the
wasps
sting
are black and yellow? As
Thanks.
well.
You know, I was
And
just
they
about
do
to hit
not
my
die when they
punchline.
sting someone.
I was going to this cool punchline.
Sorry.
And then you interrupt with, wasps are black and yellow. Damn you, Sheaver. That was going to sound so cool.
Go on.
Just
Did they
continue.
lose the stinger by already 2-0ing Empire for this series? Do you feel like
That was the cool punchline.
that was, well, it was going to sound cooler before I was brutally interrupted.
Pull that one
Can we
down a
vote
little
on this,
bit more.
Sheaver? Because I don't think it was going to sound any cooler.
I think
Whatever.
no.
Well, I think they might. Maybe they're tired. You know? It was a hard series.
So it probably was, because at some point we did think that Empire was going to take that second game. Or at least that's what we heard from Odie, who checked in on that game. I think that Dota players generally, and especially Na'Vi, they're used to playing a lot of games, and especially if you are already playing, you just want to play more. You just don't want to wait. You want to just continue on without break, because probably the down of your mental state comes after you've had a little bit of rest. If you don't rest, adrenaline will keep pumping and you will just keep going.
Through that.
There you go.
Parasympathetic nervous system, dog.
I think a lot of teams they actually like to pack multiple officials in the same day. They like to have scrim days and official days.
Yeah, rather to have one break day completely free than to have a couple of games happening. Anyway, in the meantime, we are soon starting the draft. So we can talk a little bit about what we're expecting to see in terms of heroes, in terms of, I mean, Jakiro mid will probably not happen again, I would imagine.
So it's interesting why that happened. They opened Clock Jakiro, and they had done that in a previous game. And it was Biver that played the Jakiro in that one. What happened in the Empire game was they opened Clock Jakiro, and Empire second phase picked TA into it. And so they put the Jakiro mid against the TA. There really are only a couple of heroes. TA and Dragon Knight are the main two that come to mind that you would want to put Jakiro mid against.
It worked out for them. We'll see if that opening happens again. We have some people waiting in the war room to talk you through the strategies.